All right, so this is the 6th video for the affordable house project, where we're going to do the foundation and the footing, as well as putting in an interior and exterior wall sections. So at this point, your house might look like this. So one thing to note is if the section box is getting in your way, you can turn it off, go over to the properties browser, scroll to see section box and uncheck it. Also, if you're missing something, I've hidden a lot of stuff. I haven't shown you how to unhide it. To unhide something, if you see this little light bulb icon down here, it will show you everything that's hidden. You can right click on it and say unhide in view element, and then uncheck the light bulb, and now you can see it again. All right, so now right now at the current moment, we have our house. It's sitting on a floor. We have 10-inch wood joists, and we have our house and our roof, but we don't have a foundation. It's not sitting on a footing or a foundation. So that's what we need to do now. All right, so if we go to an elevation view, so I'm going to choose my east view at the moment. Let's kind of clean up this view a little bit. Drag this in around here. All right. And I've got top of footing. I put it randomly at 11 feet down. That's way too deep. Unless you have really terrible soil around your house, you're not going to have it nearly that deep. But we do need to figure out how deep is going to be. All right. So let's also kind of figure out a few things here. The depth of my floor. I know it says 10-inch. It does say the thickness is 10 3/4. So let's make sure, see what's going on there. So I can hit this dimension, align dimension here, and see, oops, that's not what I want. So dimension from here to here, it is 10 3/4 of an inch down. All right. And that's because the joists are 10 inches and there's subfloor on top of that and then finished floor on top of that. So that's kind of where the 10 3/4 inch comes from. All right, so first we should always check the guidelines. We're going to do a crawl space. So Habitat says at least 4 foot deep crawl space is the preferred choice. So what that means is when you have a foundation, you have a space underneath of it, a gap. So you can crawl under there and look at the joists or have any do any work that you need to have done under here. All right, but the other thing you need to keep in mind is frost depth, and you should have already gone through with your teacher as a class, what the frost depth is in this area, and done a whole, essentially analysis and design, and come up with something that looks like this. This is a kind of a messy sketch, but this is what we're going to do. We have a 4 foot crawl space, but the required depth, frost depth might only be 30 inches. So if it's less than 4 feet, then the 4 foot required crawl space is your driving criteria for the depth of your footing. Otherwise, it might be frost depth if that's deeper. So if you do look at this map and average frost depth, Noblesville, Indiana, is somewhere in this area, and that's where you're getting 30 inches. Right? If you're in Chicago, kind of where we are, it's somewhere between 25 and 30, so you might round up to 30 inches. Still, 30 inches is about 2.5 feet. And if Noblesville is a little further up, but you can see it goes up in different areas. So we're going to just be conservative, meaning go on the err on the side of caution and say, let's say 30 inches. And so that's where we get the frost depth minimum 30 inches. But as long as we have 4 feet depth under the joists for our crawl space, we'll be fine. And then so there's the soil sitting 4 feet underneath the crawl space, and then the footing needs to be an extra foot down from that, the bottom of the footing. Okay, so underneath the floor joist, I need 4 feet, and then I need 12 inches of soil to get to the bottom of the footing. And so if we do the math, from here, that's 10 3/4 down to here. We need 4 extra feet. So that's 4 foot 10 3/4, and then another foot. So that would be 5 foot 10 3/4. So that's going to be the bottom of footing depth. So let me move this up. Let's just say currently that's going to be -3 foot. And the bottom of the footing, that's the one we just did the math for. That's -5 foot, 10 3/4 of an inch. All right. The top of the footing, so our footing is this kind of thicker piece here. It's going to be 6 inches thick. So that sits up 6 inches from here. I'm going to kind of bring that down. So add 6 inches to this. So remember, we're starting at a negative. So we go up 6 inches. That'd be -5 foot, 4 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So hopefully that made sense. We're going to drag this a little further down so we can see the different numbers. Okay, so the foundation wall is going to go down to -5 foot, 4 3/4, and the footing itself is going to go that far down. All right, so now we need to go to the first floor. First floor top of footing plan. So there's a lot of stuff we can't see there. So we might need to edit the visibility graphics. Nope, that's not the one I was looking for. Edit view range. So we're going to want to go. So right now the cut plane, meaning we can't see anything above 4 feet. And remember how we're down 5 foot, 5 foot 4 3/4. So if we go up maybe 6 feet, we'll be able to see some more. Yes, we can. A lot of the stuff we don't want to see. So I'm going to hide a lot of this stuff, hide in view category. I'm going to hide, if I say hide in view category, it hides a whole bunch of stuff at the same time. I don't want to see the shelving, hide in view category, pretty much any of this stuff, almost all the stuff I want to hide. Hide in view category, all the appliances, hide in view category. I don't want to hide the interior walls, but I don't need the doors. I don't need any cabinetry. Hide in view category. All right. So now all we see are the exterior walls and the interior walls, which is what I want to see. Okay. So we go to wall. Oops, hit door instead. My apologies. Wall. Go down and let's see if we can see a foundation wall anywhere. Scrolling. Okay, so see a foundation wall. All right, but the problem is we don't want a foundation wall per se, because that's just one single wall. We do want a stacked wall. Okay, so a stacked wall is 2 separate walls stacked on top of each other. And the reason for that is when you have a foundation wall, you have a concrete wall, and then on top of it, you have a 2x6 sill plate, or 2x6 or 2x8, depending on how it's a treated sill plate. So we're going to do 2 separate walls. The top quote unquote wall is going to be a 2x6 sill plate, and the bottom wall is going to be an 8-inch thick poured concrete foundation wall. Okay, so let's go back here. So we're going to start with a stacked wall and say edit type, duplicate, foundation, sill, say a treated sill over concrete wall. Okay, edit structure. Well, we need to actually make these 2 separate walls first. Okay, so let's see if we can find just a concrete. So 12-inch concrete. So I see that. I'm going to use that for now. And then here, I need to actually make this. So we're just going to temporarily say okay, okay, and so we need to go to foundation, 12-inch concrete, edit the type, duplicate, and let's say 8-inch concrete. Okay. Edit this, and it is 808 for 8 inches. Say okay. Okay. And then we're going to edit this, duplicate this. We're going to call this foundation 2x6 sill. Edit this. The width of a 2x6 is really 5.5 inches. And instead of it being cast in place concrete, it's going to be, technically it's treated lumber. So it's like a greenish color, green like lumber. But we're going to say, wood stud, just going to use the wood that we've used before. But it is going to be a treated, in actuality. Okay. Okay. So now go back to our foundation, treated sill over wall plate, edit the type, edit the structure, change this now to our foundation 2x6 sill. And wanted it the other way around, where the okay, there we go. I wanted this to be the variable. So the sill, the foundation is always 1.5 inches thick. The 2x6 is always 1.5 inches thick. And then the foundation, the 12-inch concrete foundation, that's going to be the one that changes depending on the height. All right, say okay. Hit apply. Okay. All right, and so remember, we are at the top of the footing. So where we're currently at, let me pull this up again, is we're right here, and this wall needs to go up to the bottom of the joist. All right, so it needs to go up to the underside of the joist, which is, remember, 10 3/4 of an inch underneath of the first floor elevation. All right, so with that being said, we're going to go height. It's going to be connected to the first floor, but it's going to be offset. The top offset is going to be -0, 10 3/4 of an inch. Okay. And the other thing is we're going to line it up on the core face exterior. All right. So what that means is when you have the outside edge of the house, the foundation wall is going to line up on the outside edge. It's going to extend further in because our regular house wall is not 8 inches thick. So it's going to line up here, and then it's going to go a little bit further in. All right. So let's see. Yep, there we go. Just mine's a very simple geometry. It's always nice when it's a very simple geometry. This is just rectangle. Okay, so it looks possibly like it worked. Let's see if it actually did. Let's go to 3D view. All right, I can see that it seems like it worked, but my sill plate didn't line up where I wanted it to, so not sure what happened there. I'm going to have to go back and check. And a good way to check this is to start with my my wall section. So I'm going to go to the first floor. I'm going to go to one of the exterior walls where there's a good open portion. And I'm also going to go to one of my long faces, not here, not one of my gable ends, but one of my regular ends here. So a quick way to get to a section is right up here. And I'm going to go right here and cut my section. Okay, let's see, that's where the section is. I'm going to rename it exterior wall section. Go click on that. Yeah, and the sill, okay, so you see this, the sill plate, got centered. It didn't line up with the outside edge. Also, the wall doesn't line up with the outside edge. Sorry, the floor doesn't line up with the outside edge either. So let's do this. Let's align. Let's see. Room bounding. Oh, actually, no, I do want that, and I'll explain why I want that. I want to leave that like that. All right, but I do need to edit this, edit the type, edit the structure, preview. All right, so I should have been able to see this before. Let's see. Offset. I think it's, oh, okay. Offset core centerline. I should have done core exterior. There we go. Say okay. I'm not sure if I forgot to hit, okay, I forgot to hit save or something like that. So edit that, core face exterior, okay, apply, okay, there we go. All right, so now we have our foundation wall with our sill plate. It doesn't quite look right, but we'll fix that. And now we need to put in our footing. So our footing, it's what the foundation wall rests on, and the dimensions of that. It's 16 inches wide by 6 inches deep. And so we're going to need to make another wall. So let's go to, let's see, first, nope, bottom of footing, go to architecture, wall. This is just a regular wall. So foundation, go to 12-inch, edit type, duplicate, foundation, 16-inch footing. Okay, it is poured concrete, so it's going to be the exact same. It's going to be connected to the top of the footing. The top of the footing wall is lower than the base of the wall. Okay, hit cancel, something wrong here. Wall. Oh, because when I do a foundation wall, just basic foundation wall does depth. Okay, so the idea here is you're building it from the top down rather than the bottom up. So for the top of the footing, and then I go to wall, foundation 16-inch footing, it's going to go down to the bottom of the footing. And you see it's 6 inches. And here I do want to go core face center line because I want it to line up in the center of the foundation wall. All right, and you can still see I see the walls above right now, and I don't want to see that. So I want to go back to my view range, go set this back to just 4 feet. That way I'll only see the foundation wall. And now when I do the, so it goes top of footing down to the bottom of footing, 6 inches deep, core face center line, no offset. So I'm just going to follow this around and hit the snap points. It's going to give me an error that it's not visible, and that's fine. Because technically it's not visible because it's underneath of the current view that I'm in. All right, I've gone all the way around, hit escape, go here. Something didn't quite line up. 16-inch footing. It looks like, oh, because I forgot to actually change this. That should be 1 foot 4. Change the name, but then I forgot to actually change the thickness. Okay. That's why. Now you see that the footing actually is wider than the foundation wall, which is exactly what it should be. And then we go to our section. Where's my exterior wall section? And we have it. All right, so we are well on our way to making our exterior wall section, which is exactly what we want. And I just want to check if there's anything else. We are going to need, so we're done essentially making, the foundation of the house. This is essentially, the way it'll work. Just gonna drag that in a little bit. And the only other thing I want to do is cut a section across an interior wall. The interior walls are super easy, so let's get that done first. Go back to the first floor plan. Let's find a wall where there's not much going on. So this wall right here is a good candidate. Just cut that section, bring it back so I only see a certain amount. Not sure I did that here. No, I didn't. Let's just cut that back so I only see that. All right, and then the new section, let's rename that interior wall section. See this? Okay. All right, drag that all back. Let's see, fine. We do want to drag this further back. And let's put this on the drawing sheet. So see how it all lines up. So go to sections and schedules. So this is all kind of messy right now. Let's reorganize this and drag the window section down here. Move the door section over. Okay, so bit better. Still not perfect, but close enough. Let's put the interior wall section on first. And then the exterior wall section. Let's see. You know what? I'd rather have a lot more space for the exterior because the exterior is going to have a lot of detail. The interior is not going to have a lot of detail. So when I go to the exterior wall detail, let's change from 1/4 to 3/8. Interior, I'll also try to do 3/8. Let's see if I can make this still fit. That's definitely a lot better there. And that should work. I can kind of clean that up a bit. So not tied to anything just yet, but that'll work. So let's go to the interior wall section and let's identify the different items that we see. All right, so we don't see a whole lot. We're going to want to see more. Let's turn off this view range. All right, so we're going to need to add a few components. So if we go to annotate component, need to load family. Go up to the main one, annotations, architectural, and oops, wrong one, not architectural. I think we want it's structural, or is it detail items? Which one is it? Now I'm forgetting. Architectural casework, ceiling, door, furniture, railing, stair, wall tag. Nope. Oh, okay, here it is. Structural framing. Wood, dimension lumber. We're going to do 2x4. That's most of our walls. 2x6. Oops, not 2x5. 2x4, 2x6. Let's see, we'll do 2x10 for our floors. So 2x4s for the walls, 2x6s for the sill, 2x10 for the floor. And say okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm in the wrong item here. So hit escape. Let's go to manage and then go to is it manage? Oh, was manage and load families. View, modify, nope. Annotate. Architecture. Man, that's annoying. Could have sworn it was, yeah, add a detail component. So dimension lumber, add a 2x4. All right, I will figure this out and come back. All right, so I figured it out. I was in the wrong place. So once you're in a interior wall section, what you do is you go to the annotate component, load family, just like we did before. But I was in the wrong sections. From US Imperial, you go to detail items. And then I think it's wood framing, nominal lumber sections. There we go. Say, okay, so we want, as I said earlier, we want definitely 2x4, 2x6, 2x10. And then for the roof, I can't remember if it's a 1x8 or 1x10 or 1x12. Just gonna load all of them just in case. That should be enough. Say okay. Let's do a quick save. All right, so let's start with the 2x4. So we have a 2x4 bottom plate, double 2x4 top plate. And that's as detailed as an interior wall is going to be. So we are going to identify all this stuff or annotate all of it. So text, let's see if the 1/4 inch shows up okay. So what I mean by that, oops, wrong thing. Jumped into it without choosing the right one. I want the 2-segment leader. All right, so I'm gonna do this wall first. And let's call that, that's 1/2 inch gypsum. That seems all board. That text seems very large to me. So if I go to before I go any further, let's check the sections. Yeah, that's huge. I do not need it nearly that big. So go back to interior wall section. Text 1/4 inch, we can make it a lot smaller. Let's say duplicate, we'll call it, let's try it half as big, 1/8 inch Arial. And then text size, change it to 1/8 inch. And so let's change this to 1/8 of an inch. Seems about right. Let's go back here, see if that'll fit for us. Yeah, much better. All right. Back here. So 1/8 inch gypsum wallboard. Keep on going. All right. So that would be 2x4 bottom plate. Two by 4 wood stud, 16 inch on center. And then another 1/2 inch gypsum wallboard. And up here, it's double 2x4 top plate. And let's just double check that shows up okay. Yep, it does. Try to raise this up a little bit. You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to lower down my schedule. Let's see if I can make a bit more room here. And then put that over here. All right, plenty of room. Yeah, I want plenty of room for the exterior wall section. The exterior wall section is going to be kind of busy. All right, so let's go to the exterior wall section and start annotating that. All right, so let's back this out a little bit. So let's put in the 2x6 plate here. So annotate component 2x6 goes here. Let's look at this in fine detail. This is another 2x6, so component 2x6. Two by six here, double 2x6 top plate again. Okay, so we need what's called a J-bolt here. All right, as I find it, I'll explain it. So load family. The J-bolt really kind of ties the floor to the top of the what's it called, to the top of the foundation wall. So during wind or something like that, it doesn't pull off. So we might have to go to, trying to remember, is it concrete? Reinforcing concrete. We definitely need this. So we need reinforcing bar. That's for sure. We need to put that number 4s. Here and here. Let's see, load family, side distributed, bend, yep, 3 to 8 bends, we want that. A number 4 bar that's bent, we're gonna put right here. What this allows us to do, or what this does structurally, is it ties the foundation to the foundation wall to the footing. So if you let's see, I want to try to cut this back a bit. Load a new project, overwrite the existing. Oh, I should have changed it here. Okay. So length 1 is, I think, the height. Length 2 is the width here. So let's change length 2 to let's try 10 inches and see what happens. Apply. Oops, other one. So make this 1'8", and this 10 inches. High. Oops, still too far. Let's do 6 inches. All right, there we go. And again, I still need that J-bolt that I was looking for. So annotate component, load family. Special integrated construction, nope. Wood and plant metals. Stairs, no. Structural metal studs. All right, I'm going to find this and come back so not wasting time on the video. All right, so where I found it, again, in detail items, you go to so metals, common work results for metal fastenings, and then I just kind of scroll down until I saw the right section. There it is, anchor bolt hook side. This is a open. And let's see. Let's see about the 3/8. Let's do 5/8. That looks better. Hit the space bar to, so I'll have to reflect it once we get it done. All right, so put it right here. And then, oops, cancel. How do I reflect it? I think up here I can reflect it possibly, not rotate. There we go, mirror. There we go, okay. So now it's pointed the right way. Delete the original one and then align it. So click on it, align to the top here. Okay. Now we need the rim joist right here. And so that is going, oh, okay, so yeah, let's put a annotate component. We'll cut lumber 2x10. That goes here. So I'm gonna have to move this in. So that needs to line up here and here. J-bolt moves in here. Okay. All right, and then this part here, the plywood does need to come down and sit flush here. So you know what I'm kind of realizing is that this whole thing needs to line up with the outside edge of the floor. All right, right there. Okay, so we need to change this. The plywood should come down over top of the floor and kind of meet up all the way down here at the top of the foundation wall. All right, so make that happen, click on the wall, edit type, edit this. And what we do is we click on, so we zoom in down here, we click on modify, and we unlock it. Oh, and then we click modify. All right, let's try this again. Edit type. Edit the structure. Modify. You have to be really careful how this works. Once it highlights, then you unlock it. All right, there we go. And then same thing here. And then really careful until it highlights orange, then you unlock it. Now say okay, okay. And so now what I can do is I can pull these layers down so they sit over top just like that. All right, so that way, if there's any water or anything that comes in from the side here, it hits the siding, it doesn't come through. A lot of times you would, hopefully the contractor would put it a little bit over, so that way it'll work there. All right, and next thing we need is insulation. So go to annotate insulation. This is a 2x6 wall, so it's 5.5 inches thick. So it's going to go up. It does go up through the entire wall. We're only going to show it going up part of the way. I can drag it up a little further. We're going to have insulation in the ceiling. We don't have a ceiling yet. I haven't put that in there yet, so we're going to come back and update this. So yeah, we're going to have to come back in a little bit and update this. All right. And then the other thing is we need to put in the soil and the foundation drain stuff here. Okay, so let me drag this stuff a little bit out of the way. Make this bigger. This seems to have changed a little bit. The 12-inch concrete, 12-inch, that's why I never updated this to be the 8-inch concrete wall. That's why it looked a little weird to me. Apply, okay. And then, this is supposed to line up with the center. Okay, I kind of offset things a little bit. Okay, so I need to realign here and here. Oops, the wrong thing. Line there and there. And then align the center with the center here. And this rebar should be back over. Okay, now it looks a bit better. So the foundation wall will always have a foundation drain because you don't want water getting underneath of your footing here. And so when you go to annotate, you can put in a region here. So we're going to draw kind of a little region just to, the contractor will know to put in essentially gravel. So that way it will help to drain. Then follow the footing on back. And the hatch that you want to use here is you want to use, might need to actually load one. So say okay, and you'll see that's not quite what we want. So I'm going to edit the type. I want to duplicate this and say earth hatch. Okay. And let's change the type of hatch. So concrete, seen that before. Earth, so it's not going to be earth, I apologize. It's going to be gravel. Sand, might need to use the sand dense. Let's see what that looks like. There should be a better one than that. Let's try that again. Edit it. Oops. And I should have, let's see. Should call this gravel instead of, let's try just regular sand then. Not exactly what I want. Edit, new fill pattern. Nope. All right, we're just going to go sand dense. Okay, and we're going to call it gravel hatch. Okay. And then we're going to put in the sloping ground here. Okay, so annotate. So region. So the soil, the ground should always be sloped away from the house. And then we have that. Let me measure from here to here. Remember, that needs to be 4 feet. So I'm going to click on this and say that should be 4 feet. Okay. Actually, keep that, cancel, drag that in here. And then hit check. Oh, I need to close this. Okay, continue. So use the line. Follow this. And then, okay, from here I'm going to pick this line. Oops, I'll just follow it because I just used the line here. So I'm going to trace this one back. Hopefully, didn't make something too challenging to follow. And then hit the green check mark. And I want that to change to no. So edit type, duplicate, earth hatch. And the typical hatching that's used for showing earth is that, but you want it to be, typically you want it to be rotated. I'll just keep it like that. Just say okay. All right. And the other thing is from this level here to this point here, you also typically want that to be 8 inches. Whoops, not 8 feet. Do that. Click here, 0, 8, do 8 inches. Okay. And then again, put in this dimension here. And we will make that 4 feet. Okay, so I do want to maybe drag this down a little bit. 0, 8. Keeps on messing these up. Lock that. Make that 4 feet. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, so I believe at this point we are done drawing, and we can now, one final thing. This is a small thing, annotate detail line. Gonna put in a little thing here. When the contractor pours this, they should, when they pour the concrete footing, they should put it, it's just lay a 2x4 in here before, when they pour it, and then when it cures, they rip the 2x4 out, and then they pour the foundation wall on top, and that's a key that helps again, essentially tie the two walls together, and the bent rebar goes, throughout that. All right, so now we can start annotating. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to put in the drain. Annotate detail line. Do a circle. Two-inch diameter, 2-inch radius, so 4-inch diameter. Okay, let's check out how that shows up. Good. right. All right, so I think we are finally ready to start annotating. Now we're going to go from the bottom up, so we don't need any of this. All right. I know it's a lot, but building a house, you want to do it right. So annotate text. Start here. So oops, hit escape. Yes. Not sure. Escape. Why can't I grab that text? Undo. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. Text. 4-inch perforated foundation drain. Let's double check our sheet, make sure things are okay. Got plenty of room here. All right, sounds good. Go back to the exterior wall section. I just want to noticing that it's hard to see here. Okay. So I should have put underneath of there. Right here. Drainage gravel. All right. Here, these are 2 number 4 rebar throughout. So it goes continuous throughout the foundation. This is a bent number 4 rebar 4-foot on center. This is called a key. So 2 by 4 wall key. All right, so we have the 2 by 4 wall key. So now it is oops. I don't save that. Don't know why it didn't save. 8-inch poured concrete wall. Let's see. And then soil sloped away from house. This is our J-bolt. Can't remember. Let me remember. This is a 9-inch J-bolt. Nine-inch 5/8 J bolt, 4-foot on center. I don't know why that got shifted down. I'll line that. Huh, why is that not going up? I didn't realize I had dimensioned that to go to the, so I unlock that, delete that. Let's use the align button for here to here. Okay, so I didn't realize that the soil had been, that 8-inch dimension had been tied to there. So it's there to, whoa, undo. Try this again. Dimension here. Try it again. Here, here. And we want this to be 8 inches. Do it again, 8 feet. Try it again. 0, 8. 8 inches. Okay. The whole point is that it needs to be the soil should be 8 inches below the bottom of the floor joist. That way, in case there's a lot of water raining or something like that, or snow load, you don't get water seeping into the house. Okay, so 9-inch, 5-inch J-bolt, and let's keep on going. So this is our 2x6. Pressure treated sill plate. This is our rim joist, 2x10 rim joist. Two by 10 floor joist, 16 inches on center. We have our subfloor, 3/4 inch OSB subfloor. Three-quarter inch. So this is going to get kind of messy here. I'm not really liking this because I've covered over my floor. What's it called? My bottom plate there, and that's really not a good thing to do. Let's see. Any way I can fix any of this? Let's see. Escape a couple times. Drag this in. Drag this in. Let's try this again. Can I do this in such a way? Yeah. Now I will, it's not perfect. 3/4 inch finish floor. And now we'll do our 2x6 bottom plate. Now from the outside of the wall to the inside of the wall, so we have 1/2 inch vinyl siding. Under the vinyl siding, before you get to the plywood sheathing, you have house wrap. Then you have your OSB sheathing, 1/2 inch OSB sheathing, plywood. After that, you have your, it's 2x6, so you can probably get away with a R19 batt insulation. I need to lower the insulation down, so that way now I can do the identify the stud itself. 2x6 stud. (16 inches on center). Vapor barrier. And then finally, getting a little high there. Let me see if I can lower that down so I can this. All right, and then the last one I have here is 1/2 inch gypsum wallboard. Raise that up a bit. Okay. Yeah, it's getting pretty tough. This is why I definitely needed a lot of space on my section. All right, so I'm going to need to maybe lower this down. You know, I could even give myself some more room, raise that up and lower this down some more. Okay. Now it's time to call out the information on the roof. So we're going to the section, the exterior wall section. So we're not 100% done with this because I haven't put in the ceiling yet. And also I realized I never updated the roof. So I still have the 12-inch generic roof. It should have been, at some point, we should have updated it to the 8-inch wood rafter, but I can do that now. And that gives me some more information here. Let's see, annotate, component. This is where we use the, I think it's the 1x10. Yeah, the 1x10. I'm just gonna put it here for now, and then we're gonna align it. Click here, align here and here, and then I'm just gonna raise it up manually right to there. And then let's see if I can do this. Edit the type, edit the structure, preview. I zoom in here. No, there's none of that modify button. Okay. Cancel, cancel. All right. So I just want to let you know that this is not a 100% fully detailed exterior wall elevation for a house. We're not going to put in the soffit. We're not going to put in the gutter system, all that kind of stuff. Trust me, it gets a lot more complicated and everything. We're not quite doing all that, but I just want to make sure you're aware of all that. We're doing the major stuff, but there's always more, and you know, a true architect will do more. All right. So with that being said, let's finish out what we do have. Here we have our 2x6 double top plate. We're going to have a ceiling. You use 5/8 drywall for ceiling, 5/8 inch gypsum wallboard for the ceiling. You have ceiling insulation. I'm just putting this in temporarily. I'm going to update this later. We're going to have ceiling joists. These are just kind of placeholders right now. The roof rafter. So this is 2x8 roof rafters. Okay. So 2x8 roof rafters, 16 inches on center. Over top of the roof rafters, you have 1/2 inch OSB sheathing. On top of the sheathing, you will have a roofing felt. That's kind of like your moisture protector. And then on top of that, you have your asphalt shingles. One thing I forgot to point out here, I'm just realizing that is my fascia board, my 1x8 fascia board. So let's see if I can raise all this stuff up. Yeah, I can raise the text up by one level without raising the, if I use this drag button here, the key is the arrow is staying where it needs to be, and I'm just raising up the text. Nice little feature here. Okay, and then now I have space to do my 1x8, or no, it's 1x10. 1x10 board. Again, one more time, just want to point out the fact that this is not a fully detailed, it doesn't have the soffit, doesn't have the, what's it called? All the information about how to do the gutter system, all that. Again, you can spend a lot more time, a lot more energy on this, but this will pretty much cancel that. Just trying to clean it up a little bit. And we're almost done. The whole point is to make this look nice and professional, nice and clean. Oops. It should be one straight line up and down with all the words, and then they should all essentially be, kind of stacked on top of each other the way they are. Pretty legible. Okay, go back to your drawing sheet. Make sure that that is still good, and it is. All right, so there we have it. Go ahead and print out a PDF of this. So now that you have your room schedules, your walls, your door and window schedule, and then your wall sections, your interior and exterior wall sections. I know this is a long one. If you have any questions, please let your teacher know.